Oh, I apologize. Looks like I missed a few seconds. Looks like Psyched is just a few seconds ahead starting, but this is prologue. By the way, guys, this is my first race commentary, and I have another one later today. But this is my first one. I do not know much about either runner. I apologize for that, but I'll do my best to explain anything. If you guys have any questions, put them in chat and I'll answer them. Both runners, oh, there they go. They synced up now. Awesome. Both runners are now coming out of prologue. We get the sub 45. Looks pretty good so far. Going in with the first city, Forsaken City. It's a lot easier level. It's a good starting one. There's a lot of advanced techniques you can do, and then you can just take it nice and slow. Both runners seem off to a good start so far. Almost mirroring each other. Oh, Psych missed that first skip, though. Good effort, though, catching back up fast. Able to skip the little jump crystal right there. Nenchin is making really good time, though. But Psych is catching right back up. Wow. So both runners just did a wave dash there to skip the entire section. Will they do it again? Yep. Oh, Psych did, but Nen did not. Oh, and was able to save it right there, though. Here's another part where you can, yep, and then did it. He got the wave dash. Able to skip the entire climbing section, but Psyched was able to get the neutral wall jump and climb the entire section and skip the section that Nen just did. Really good time for Psyched coming out 1:15 on Forsaken City. But Nen is right behind him, literally. Both players are going into the second world. Second world actually has two stages. The first one is your dream one when you meet Battlein for the first time, and then the second one is when you're awake. The second part is really easy, straightforward, but the first one has a little bit of a twist and turns. Psyched went for the skip, was able to get it. He also got the mirror glitch. Nice, nice. What that does is when the cutscene starts, it allows you to have already had part of your pixels, or sorry, your head of your hitbox inside. Like if you see Nen there, how you had to start down at the bottom by the mirror, Psyched was able to start physically inside of it and save a good little portion of time right there. And Psyched is actually approaching the first Battlein stage. So what Battlein does is Battlein follows you the entire time, and she mimics all of your movement 100%. So no matter how fast or slow you are, Battlein copies everything that you do. Good little section. The thing that Psyched just hit is a button. There's another section of them right here. You'll see a lot of them coming up throughout the game. What they do is you have to press every button on that screen to be able to open up a door. There's a few of them that you'll be able to see later on that can be skipped with buttons, especially switches. And we'll get to those when we get to them. But like this one's unskippable. And then you have to go that in between Battlein. Psyched is making really good time. And Nen is not very far behind either. Oh, as you can see right there, if you miss a jump like Psyched did on that first one, it can get really touchy because Battlein copies your movement. Regardless, though, that was a really nice save. Uh-oh. I have Discord muted. What the heck?
Are you doing a race now?
Alright, Psyched is actually finishing up the section. Like I said, the very first section was a dream section, and the second one is when you actually come back awake. You just have to fly through the rest of it and get back, be able to finish chapter 2. Psyched is going into Celestial Resort, and Nin is not very far behind in Obsidian. I am sorry, I have it muted, but for some reason it's coming through on my second monitor. Okay. Oh, that's a possibility too. I didn't even think about that. The Celestial Resort is one of the best way to put it is where the difficulty will start to ramp up a little bit for this game. It's a really fun game no matter how you play it, whether you speedrun it or you play it casually. Celestial Resort pulls in a lot of moving objects and a lot of cycles, and if you miss first cycles, you also have to learn death cycles. Oh, nice. Nin was able to get the key on that cycle too. Nin is making really good time so far. That's the lovely thing about Celeste, though. As long as you have fun when racing it, everyone's a winner. But it's still either race or a game no matter what. As you can see, the stuff that Psyched and Nin are going around, the red stuff, when you have it and touch it, just like that with Psyched, you die. The blobs that are moving, if you touch them, it's the same way you die. But like Psyched just hit the side of that spike wall, those little tiny red pixels, as you hit them, will turn into more of that. Now the problem is, it limits the area that you can cover. Let's see if Psyched can get this skip real quick. Nice, Psyched was able to get it. It allows you to skip a crystal and saves about 5 seconds. One of them very many skips to come. Psyched is making really good time on Celestial Resort, and Nin is not very far behind. As you can see on Nin's screen, again, like I mentioned, the switches, you have to hit all 4 of those to open that. Will Nin be able to get it? Oh, it's okay though. Second time. Second time is first time every time. Remember that. Now, Psyched is on the big mess part, and Nin is not very far behind. On the big mess part, there are 3 switches you have to hit. Each switch will clear different debris. Most speedrunners take the recommended route, which is the fastest, and it clears everything. But a lot of people don't know that as you clear them, they actually clear a set item each time. So the entire stage can have different ones. You take top, middle, bottom, and in each situation, or order, I'm sorry, it'll actually change all the rooms around. So if you're a casual player and you went middle, top, then bottom, it'll be different than what you're seeing if you took bottom, top, and then middle, which is the faster route. Psyched is making really good time around these cycles, as is Nin. Ooh, Nin was able to get a fast one there. I believe Psyched has the first one cleared, and he's going in for the second one. What Nin actually just did there is a spike jump. So spikes hit boxes. When you are going away from them, they essentially have no hitbox. If you see a lot of the top runners, how like Teeves plays custom levels and can literally clip through spikes, it's kind of the same thing, but it's not as cool. But it does allow a nice little spike jump. You gotta get the swag to save just a little bit of time. So just like I explained earlier, what Psyched just did, he went for a cycle skip basically and went down below and died. So instead of the entering room cycle, he has to now do death cycle, which he personally did no problem. He has his last switch press. So with all 3 switches pressed, he's now going to grab the key, and it allows this door to be opened, which will advance us on to the next section. Everyone's favorite part, the elevator shaft. And he perilously gets through it. No problem. Nin is not very far behind. He is now working on his 3rd part. Good recovery there. So what Psyched is now getting to the... Ooh! Thought he was going to recover that. It's okay though. As you can see though, with the death cycle, the cycles change. So instead of being able to just literally go straight through it, he had to wait a few seconds there. Let's see if Psyched can get the 4 ultras though to get the key on the first time. Oh. 1, 2, 3. First time every time, right? That was really good though. Nin is now in the elevator shaft, not far behind. He made really good time. Can you get a fast cycle on the buttons? Oh, cool. I've never seen that way of doing it, but that's really nifty. Psyched is actually getting up here. When you get up to the Presidential Resort, Battle will come out of the mirror and basically angers Oshiro, which starts the Oshiro section. The next little bit, Oshiro is going to be chasing him. Oshiro has set time cycles. There's no RNG in this game, which is a really good thing about it. So as long as you are able to time Oshiro and react on the fly, if you mess up a cycle and ooh, like that where Psych died right there, Oshiro will be off a little bit. But as long as you look and learn the level, you can basically move around. Because there's no RNG involved, like I said. Psyched is making really good time. Nen is not very far behind. He's almost to Presidential Resort right now. Ooh, that was really close right there. Nice little section, just basically flying over it. And Psyched is actually on the last screen right here. It's definitely the longest, and it's the worst one to take a death in. Especially casually, it's one of the harder screens in Celestial Resort. As I said earlier, Celestial Resort's really where it kicks up difficulty, because you're used to like everything just flying through. 5:35. Very nice time. Very nice. But you're used to everything just literally flying right through and moving instead. I'm sorry. You're used to everything being stationary and up to you to dodge them. Celestial Resort throws moving targets at you. Nen is actually almost to the final one too. He's not very far behind still. Psyched is going into Golden Ridge though. Golden Ridge is one of the shorter levels of the game. It has everyone's favorite mechanic though. Favorite mechanic of wind. The wind is going to vary in speeds as well as directions. Some screens have it, some screens don't. Nice save by Psych though. Nen is almost done. Some of them will be updrafts, some of them will be downdrafts, but you'll see those more later to come in Summit. Mostly what's inside of Golden Ridge is a drafts that push you left and right. Making really good time with the two switches. So whichever way they're going, if you're going against it, your dashing speed is going to be... Ooh, nice skip right there. Your dashing speed is going to be limited, and so is your walking speed. And if the wind is blowing you, of course, you're going to go faster. Very nice. Psych was able to skip that. Can you get the one right here? He was. Good job on Psyched. Nen is starting Golden Ridge. Psych gonna go for it? He didn't. He went for a cycle skip. Awesome. And this is one of the ones I mentioned earlier where the wind pushes you. These are very annoying casually. Once you start speed running, it's still a pain, in my opinion at least. But some runners love this wind. No, I don't understand how. Psych did another really good cycle skip right there and was able to skip going up top. Nice one right there as well. Oh, very nice. Is he going to go for this one? He did. Is he going to get it? Then is at the double buttons, not very far behind for his level time. Able to get the skip as well. Psych's essentially in a waiting section right now. There we go. One of the more annoying ones right here. Can Psych get the skip? He does. That allows you to skip a few cycles of the wind. The wind blows you constantly away or towards. And then this is when it really starts to ramp up. You'll virtually be put to an almost walk. Hey, this picks you up. This will be done in 20 minutes, and I will help you, okay? Psyched is now in the part of the level where you're getting close to the end. Snowballs have no RNG. They have time elements that allows them to spawn, so you can essentially bait them if you want to view it like that. What it is, if you bounce off of a snowball, the snowball will give you back your dash kind of like a spring, which in a sense could really help you, or it could be really bad and you could lose a run to it. Snowballs. Really, really good time though. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Nen is not far behind them. Mirror Temple. Mirror Temple is... there's a few notable skips in it for speedrunners. Casually, it's a very fun yet annoying level when you really put it to it. There's a lot of different paths and a lot of different rooms. Celeste has those secrets and quotations with all the strawberries, the B sides and the C sides, and different little paths you can take. But Mirror Temple has several. Psyched is going to come up to the first skip here. Can you get it? He did. That allows him to skip going to the left at 2 screens and just directly go over there. That's a nice little skip right there. Nin is now hitting Golden Ridge. Great. Psyched is making really good time. Nin is catching back up. Apologize if anyone caught that. Psyched is getting ready to do another skip as well. That's a developer intended. You'll be able to skip getting the key completely, which saves quite a bit of time. So we saw a little bit of them earlier. These spikes are on a cycle. Nin is getting ready to finish up Golden Ridge. Psyched is getting ready to enter the mirror part of Mirror Temple. So on the mirror part, you're going to control a Seeker and hit Battleon, and then stuff's going to start getting very depressing and very sad. Nin is getting up right to start of Mirror Temple right now. Still making good time, catching right back up. You're going to see Battleon for a little bit longer through here. Each one of those jumps has a quick cutscene with Battleon, with Madeline talking to her. Really good skips. If you have not played this story, oh, that was a really nice skip though. Good job, Psyched. Nin was able to get it as well, it looks like. I had to glance back, I'm sorry. But this is where we come in entering, to Seekers. Seekers are just like that. They stay stationary when you are far enough away, but when you come into their radius, they will start to move. When they get a lock on you, they will literally lunge at you. There's several times, like right there, he could have used them to break the button. Let's see if you can get it. Yep, he did, just like that. You can jump on them. They'll put your dash back. You can also use them for the buttons, just like Psyched did right there. He's going to go for it. Oh. There you go, you can see it. So you can use the Seekers to activate buttons, destroy the red parts, and you can also bounce on them for you're getting your boost back. Using the Seekers is one of the definitely the harder parts of Mirror Temple. And then having a good time as well. He's catching right back up. He's almost in the mirror world himself. Psyched is getting ready to do a big portion of Mirror Temple skip. So basically, this is going to require a backwards dash. There he goes. And an upwards dash. It allows you to skip grabbing 2 keys in several rooms, and it's definitely a big time save of several minutes. Nin is entering the mirror world here very shortly. He's controlling the Seeker. Let's see if Psyched can get this. Good job. And Psyched is coming in on the Theo section. Theo is trapped in a crystal. Kind of like Madeline has Battleline and everything else manifests in the temple, Theo gets trapped in a crystal. The area of this section requires a lot of use of the Seekers and Theo himself. And you have to take Theo with you. If Theo goes down a hole, he dies, and it counts as a death for you. If the Seeker hits you, you die, of course, but if they hit Theo, it's perfectly fine. It'll bounce off. Psyched is making pretty good time so far. Oop. Ooh, you see just like there, he bounced off of it. I forgot to mention that the block that are like that with the buttons actually only activate when Madeline dashes, essentially. The white areas right there, the Seekers cannot go through. That was a really good dash over the spike. And then it's making good time catching up. He's into the last room before the cell phone scene. But Psyched is finishing up Mirror Temple right now. You got the good. Oh, you got the skip. Awesome. Psyched is coming up to the last room. The last room sends out pulse waves that'll push you and Theo back. You can dash through them using a wave dash or just a regular dash to save a little bit of time. And just like that, Mirror Temple's all over. Psyched is coming up here on the skip. Can you get it? Not Psyched, I'm sorry, Nin. And Nin was able to. I apologize for that. Psyched is coming up. There was a short cutscene where Theo basically explained about a feather. And this is going to start the reflections. Reflections, Battle basically throws you down underground to the very bottom of the mountain. So all the work you've done the last 18 minutes for a speedrunner is put back to the very start. This section has a few little skips that you can do. But this is basically Madeline coming to terms with herself. If you have not played this story casually, you really should, and actually watch all the cutscenes and enjoy it. It's a really amazing game with a great storyline, even though it is fun to speedrun. These are Kevin walks. Every single time you hit a Kevin where it's blue, they do the roll and they chase you. There's a lot of good things you can do with Kevin, including getting good speed boost, skip areas completely, which maybe you'll see a little bit. Just like that, Psyched was able to use the Kevin speed to do, I believe that was an ultra, to hit that block down before. And then is making good time coming up at the end of Mirror Temple. The feathers, I forgot to explain. When you hit them, it allows you to go to the little flying state. There we go. Oh, nice save, Nin. And then it's coming up to the second to last room, definitely the longest room. And Psyched is just flying through reflections. This is another level kind of like Mirror Temple, where there's several routes that you can take. And honestly, it's going to kind of depend on how good you are at a single room if you want to take that route. But they all converge. Really nice skip there, Psych. He was able to skip hitting the Kevin block completely to go straight down. Ooh. It's okay, though. Bumpers. I've had the bumper physics explained to me more than once, and I will tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I believe they have no physics. I believe they just throw you randomly. Even though I know that's not true. Bumpers, if you hit into them, you'll get your dash back, and like a bumper, you'll be pushed. It can be really good. There's times where, without even meaning to, you'll be flown across an entire room with an extra big momentum boost. There's other times you'll barely be doing it. And then is making good time. Starter reflections. Psyched just hit the start. Basically, he talks to the old granny. She tells her to come to terms with herself and confront Battle. This little section right here that Psyched's doing has 3 skips. The first one's really easy, you just have to hold and then fall down. The second one's a little bit harder. Ooh, Psyched gets him. Can he get the third? Oh. First one. Second one. Comes the third. Ugh. In my personal preference, I always take the first one and the third one, and I skip the second one because I find the second one to be a little bit harder. What Psyched did right there by going up is, I believe it should trigger the checkpoint. Oh. Dave explained it. But I still believe that there is no actual physics to it. I'm almost positive that's not my Discord, because mine is muted. I just want to make sure, though. Okay, just to make double sure. Psyched is starting the Battle section. Battle section is a longer section. Every single time that you hit Battle, you're going to regain your dash, put to a set. There we go. Nin is catching up though, he's almost near battling himself. Battling section has two parts. After the first one, you're going to get to a cutscene where she basically tries to kind of reason with you, way to view it. And then the physics and momentum are going to change up a little bit. Uh-oh. Huh. Oh, it was Flesh. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Flesh. I keep hearing Discord. I didn't think it was mine, but I have mine on Do Not Disturb. Psyched is about halfway through the battle section. He did a really cool skip there. It allows you to skip the second laser reflection.
Okay, yeah, I just see that they're actually very close to each other. When you think about it, that's just a group stage where people are actually far away from each other. So, for the chat and stuff, don't worry, I'm not too late for commentary. I was just finishing commentary on another speedrun channel of Celeste. Because we have a lack of commentators, I just did this. So, yeah. Do you know the PBs or anything about the speedrunners in particular?
I do not. As I said at the start, this was kind of last minute. I was supposed to have a race here in 20 minutes, but mine got moved back. So I saw that there was only one commentator, you, and there's supposed to be 4 people, so I jumped in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Psyched is actually someone who's somewhere is on sub 40. And nenchin I think too, but I'm not sure. I think they are very close to each other, like probably 2 minutes or 3.
Still, it's been a really close race so far.
Yeah, I believe it. Like, a closer race is actually more fun to commentate.
They are.
So yeah,
Ooh.
Psyched just leveled up there.
Awesome.
We're finishing the battle and fight, which means he gets a second dash, which adds up in a lot of cool things you can now do. Like, you can still do all the old techniques, and there's no really new technique, but with 2 dashes, the game gets even more faster in a speedrun.
That is very true. Psyched is getting ready to start. Summit, though. Summit is one of the funnest stages, and it is by far the longest.
And it's also probably the hardest.
Oh.
At least at some parts.
I just looked it up. Psyched PB is 35:54.
And I think on a kind of good pace, let's be honest.
I mean, 12-minute summit for 35. He could be on good PB pace. 1 second. Nenchin's PB is a 42:24. Which means it's looking like Nenchin's on good pace to PB too as well.
A lot of people are actually being in the tournament, that's crazy.
It is. I mean, I've only done 4 races since I came back. I've taken 3 months off. And I've already been able to get 2.
Yeah, I also got in my first tournament race a PB, and I thought I will be 4 minutes behind my PB in my first race because of nerfs, but then I PB'd by 4 minutes.
Very nice.
So yeah, back to the race. So chapter 7 is technically where you see every element of every chapter again. Like, every chapter has its own part in chapter 7. And yeah, so you just see the game mechanics there, but now I have 2 dashes, you can do some more unique things. And currently Psyched is in the city section of chapter 7, where you see those zippers again, and everything is styled like in chapter 1.
Yep. As like I said, basically Summit is a revisit of all the chapters. Every single one has its own little sections. Your basic one is a city. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. 1,000 meters is old site, and so on and so on.
Yeah, so old site where the green blocks are again. Now with 2 dashes, this section is very fast paced. Like, gameplay here is also casually, you're just constantly dashing and it feels very nice to play. And yeah, just see speedrunners doing even crazier things with these. Meanwhile, Nenchi, I don't know how to pronounce his name, is on the last screen of the Batman fight, or that's the last screen. Is it? I don't. Yeah, it is. It's the last screen.
He's on the last one.
So yeah, just finishing, and he's level up again as well.
From looking at his time, seems like he's on PB pace still. Psyched making decent time through 1,000. 1,500 revisits everyone's favorite stage, though, Celestial Resort, which Psyched was practicing before the race.
Yeah, it's probably one of the hardest sections, or the hardest section in the run, because there are 2 very long rooms, dust bunnies, cycle-based stuff. It's very hard to get around. Yeah.
It is.
Like, for me, it's the hardest part, by far.
No, I'll agree with you on that one. If I lose any runs in Summit, 9 times out of 10, they are to this very section in this very room right here.
Yeah, this room and 2 rooms later are super long, and if you die there, you lost like 10 to 15 seconds, or like even more. And then you think, oh man, come on, you were so close to the end, and then you get frustrated and lose even more time, and yeah, the curse of a speedrunner.
That's how it goes. Ooh, Psyched got the good skip though. Gets in the first time.
Yeah. That room, like, that jump is not really that hard, but it's still very technical.
Oh, nice save though. Nen is getting ready to hit 500 meters as well.
Okay, so yeah, they're like literally 1,000 meters, no, 1,500 meters apart from each other. But with only like, if you look at their PB, that's very insane actually, that they're just that small behind each other, or apart each other. I don't know how to say it in English, I'm sorry for that. So yeah, now Psyched is at the chapter 4 section of chapter 7, where you see those snowballs again, and the wind and clouds and moving blocks and all that stuff. Probably he's going for the auto-scroll skip here.
Looks like it. He did.
So he did the first part. Hopefully we'll get the second. Yeah, first try. So that saves a lot of time, but it's also really hard to perform. Technically you have to go through this room with the moving block, which is very slow, so we call it like an auto-scroller.
That's very true. It's kind of like the room that we mentioned a little bit ago. If you die on that room, it's going to set you back a while. It's going to bring frustration, and you're just going to lose even more time on top of the 15, 20 seconds that you have to redo the room.
Yeah, but he managed to get through it first time with the auto-scroller skip, which is very good. Like, it's probably one of the hardest, like, skip. It's probably the hardest skip you do, and it's probably also one of the harder tricks to run. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I've never gotten it, so I can definitely agree with that.
I actually never learned it. Like, I'm fairly new to the speedrun community.
I've gotten most of the other tricks, but that one, I can never land it.
Yeah, it's very precise and stuff. And it's also like you have to do 2 insane things in a row.
Yeah.
So now Psyched is at the Mirror Temple section, where it's also a very, like, neat skip. Well, actually 2 skips, but the second one is like kind of odd. More or less a meme.
Terrific.
But yeah, there he tries to go for the mirror skip.
Actually, I'll rephrase it.
The key skip.
This key skip right here is the only other trick I've never gotten, because I did not practice it. So basically, like, oh, he got it.
Yeah. So, would you like to explain what he actually has to do there?
I mean, if you want to explain it, you could probably explain it better. I explained to them earlier that, you know, spikes only have hitboxes when you're going into them. But you can take that one and explain it.
Yeah, so he just has to do that in spike jump, as he mentioned. And it's actually kind of precise how we do it there, but yeah, he get it. And there he goes for door skip. So you can technically, normally you have to activate those switches, but you can go under the doors. And if you get it first try, it saves like a second. And he failed it the first time, so he actually lost time compared to the casual route there. So yeah.
I'll be 100% honest, and you might not believe it. I cannot get the casual way after doing door skip for so long.
Law. Yeah, like the casual way is also kinda tricky, but yeah. So Psyched is now the 3000 meter section where you have now checkpoints instead of like a lot of screens where the screen transition is the checkpoint.
Nin's making really good time. 4 minutes and 14 seconds into 2,000 meters. Depending on how his 3,000 and his PB. Could be really
so
close.
He's 10 minutes, like in 10 minutes, or actually 9 minutes, his PB will start. And he's only like, he's already in the 3000 meter section, so PB is very doable for him. And for Psyched as well, probably. We'll see.
Psyched's making good time. I mentioned the downward draft earlier. This is, that's one of the sections, and that's one of the reasons why downward draft is so bad. It pushes you, you lose your momentum and your stamina so much faster. It's definitely one of the more frustrating wind mechanics. Nen was also able to get the skip too, very good.
Actually, I really, in my casual playthrough, I never really realized that there was downward swing. I don't know how, because in the speedrun it's so crucial and so it matters so much. But casually, I never saw, hey, there's downward winds. I realized in the speedrun. And now with the upwards wind, right after the downwards wind, the upwards wind feels even stronger.
Personally, I love the downward wind. My summit on my downward wind is actually very fast compared to the rest of my run. It's one of my favorite parts to practice and play for fun.
Okay, so yeah, everybody is different, and yeah.
Can you get it? Oh, Psych got it. Sweet.
Yeah, that's a neat little skip you can do there. So he's skipping that, and he's not skipping that checkpoint. And there's the reason why. If he would have skipped that checkpoint, he would have respawned way over the last flag.
Here's another checkpoint you can skip. Let's see if he goes for this one.
Yeah, that's the most common one we skip. Because it's out of the way and actually it's not too hard, the section after the flag.
Let's see if Nen can get the key skip as well. Nen got it first time. Very good job, Nen.
So that saves a lot of time. Like, when we say a lot of time, it's actually just a few seconds beside that one door search skip in Mirror Temple. But yeah, a lot of very optimized speed threads from casual threads all save just a few seconds, but every room adds up to a lot of time.
That's very true.
Optimized threads. But it's not a shame if you're like still not on the very top if you just go for not very optimized threads in your runs.
Oh, looks like Nen's gonna go for door skip with a slightly different setup.
So yeah, what was his PB exactly? Because he's now on the last flag.
Psyched was a little bit over 42, so 42.35. So I don't believe that was a PB. I think he was just slightly off.
Ah, sad. So yeah, we're probably going to get an interview with him.
Sorry, I closed down Sykes on accident. Actually, what was his final time? I confused the last digits.
35 something.
If his PB has not been updated, then he actually PB'd by about 8 seconds.
Nice. So yeah, I most likely think he has a PB now. So yet again, another PB in the tournament.
Very good. Nenchin's on PB pace as well. Bit over 42, so. Ah, that's what it was. Nenchin is approaching the final section now too. Very good time at 37 minutes. With a PB of 42, his is very doable as well.
Yeah. Like, yeah, 5 minutes for the final 3,000 meters. And for the final section 3,000 meters is actually very doable. So, Yeah, let's see if he gets it. We wish him best luck. Hopefully we will get an interview with Psyched too, like very soon. I would love to.
That would be very fun. Do-do-do-do-do. It's making really good time as well, just flying through it. Both runners had very good runs. And just like Flesh mentioned earlier, there's a lot of little different tiny things, and I mentioned that a lot in Resort with different little routes you can take. Just like there, he skipped jumping on one wall. It only saves like half a second, but as you add it up to the entire run, it can save 30 plus to a minute for sections, especially at a higher tier level like this, where you're getting sub 40s on almost every run.
I actually tried to get an interview started, but I have a hard time.
Ooh. Then is approaching the final sections.
Yeah, so the upcoming, like this upcoming part is one of the hardest for me personally, and he's not skipping the flag actually, very interesting. And we are just having Psyched here, it seems like.
Hello.
So yeah, how are you doing after this run? And first of all, did you PB?
Yeah, I PB'd by 8 seconds.
Nice.
But I kinda have mixed feelings about this run. There were a couple good chapters and some chapters I really messed up, like Resort and Reflection. But still a PB, and I think it was a pretty good run for me.
But when you messed up at some parts, you can be on your next PB, you can save that even more time, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, I think always about this in that way.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty easy Resort and Reflection to race against. So that's pretty good, I would say.
So, how good has your group stage been so far?
I lost one race against YP, but won the other 4.
Okay, so
And now there's only one race to go, so I should be in the brackets.
nice.
Hmm.
So meanwhile, nenchin PB'd as well. It seems like he got a 40-52.
Wow, that's a PB by more than a minute, I think.
It
Yeah,
is.
I think so
It's
too.
almost a 2-minute PB.
Wow,
That
nice.
was a very good run. Both of them, especially. Is your name Psyched, or did I say it wrong? I'm sorry.
No, Psyched is right.
Okay, I just want to make sure. It was like Flame said, it was a really good run. And every single little bit, you can never keep it by too much. That's the joke. It's just more that you can improve on the next run.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're also probably getting nenchin in here for a interview. That will be really cool. Because it was an amazing run. It was very close for most of the time, I think. Like I joined later, but when I joined, I looked very close.
Yeah, it was a really close race most of the time. The only little difference was at mostly the end game when you got here. But yeah, as I said more than once, you can see there's not even very much of a death count, only 6 death count difference between the two runners.
Yeah, that's actually pretty close. Is nenchin joining us?
I actually tried to get him in here right now, but maybe he's not. I hope so. More people, more fun. So yeah. Is there anything else you might want to say, Psyched?
Oh, I mean, I had a lot of fun racing nenchin, and thanks to all the viewers and to this awesome community. I really love how active the community is recently due to the tournament.
Yeah. Also a lot of new runners joining the game. Like I joined just after SGDQ, like a few days before the tournament start. And
Oh, wow.
I have also a really good time here in that community. Also,
Yeah, nenchin said he's up for an interview if we have time.
Oh, great.
there he is. And he can join us, I think.
Hey guys.
Hi. GG
So-
nenchin. Good race.
Yeah, GG Psyched. Good one.
To you too, by the way. And yeah, as far as we know, you PB'd there. Is that currently right? Or didn't you upload your PB to speedrun.com?
Say that again? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So, did you PB there?
Yeah, I PB'd by about a on speedrun.com my submitted time is 42:24, but I got a 42:01, so that was a PB by about a minute and 9 seconds.
It's really good.
Oh, wow.
Actually, for one run.
Yeah,
That's significant.
Yeah, very.
Especially
yeah, we
at
did some
sub
good stuff
40.
there.
So, what do you think was the main reason you PB'd in this in the tournament instead of like just doing your regular runs?
I think not talking to, no offense to stream chat, but when you're able to focus on just the game and not talking to people in Twitch chat, it really helps.
Yeah, it does.
It was
Definitely.
also I wanted to PB. I've been practicing all week to get a PB even outside of races. So this was a lot of practice, not dying, and fast strats.
Yeah, so very well done.
Thanks, guys.
Um,
Then, how do we pronounce your name? I believe I did it right, but like I said, I kind of hopped in this last minute.
Nenchin.
Nenchin? Okay, I said it right. I apologize if I did mess it up.
No need to apologize. Oh man, my
so-
heart is still racing after that one.
yeah, I believe it. So, what do you think? How good is your group stage going so far? And what do you think are you going to do in the bracket if you get there?
My group is pretty good. We got YP, Psyched. I'm pretty sure almost everyone has a better PB than me except for one person. And if I make it to brackets, we'll just have to try and go faster, I guess.
The main thing to say to that is remember, this is something that I post around too, and I'm not trying to take it over. As long as we all have fun and we enjoy it, that's really what matters.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
my
Yeah,
group's
definitely.
I have the slowest PB, and I mean I have Reb in my group, so
Yeah.
Yeah, the tournament is like very good for also new runners, as we mentioned, I think already. So, yeah, the community is getting really active because of the tournament. And
Yeah, it's been really welcoming. You guys have been awesome. Straight up.
so,
So thank you to everyone.
is there anything else you want to mention? like, is there anything else you want to say?
Shout out to Less Than Perfect, who started watching my stream when I had like a PB of like 59 minutes. He helped me like do a whole bunch of reworks on my strategies, and just, yeah, he's really awesome, and he has a really fast time, and he's always nice.
Shadow.
So yeah, it's really good to have a more experienced runner joining your stream when you are starting out. So yeah, shout out to Less Than Perfect. I think that's it for us now. So there's more going on with Celeste on another speed gaming channel, I guess, or somewhere in the speed gaming universe. There are tons of races happening today.
Yeah, Scrublord should be racing T. Demos. I don't know how his name is pronounced. In a couple of minutes. I think we still don't know where the race will be restreamed.
So yes, just stay tuned. Shout out to the entire Celeste community again. And yeah, if you want to see more of Celeste, just stay tuned on Speed Gaming. And I think it's another moment to say bye. Thanks for having us here. I hope you enjoyed the commentary, even though I joined later on. I think Zayon did very good commentary. So
I appreciate that. Oh, don't forget though, if you guys did enjoy these races, make sure you give these two guys a follow.
yeah, they did an amazing job, put on a nice show, even though I just joined in the end. It looked very cool. So yeah, I think now we can say goodbye. So bye from my side.
Yep. Have a good one, everyone. Good luck in your races coming up.
Yeah, thanks, you do.